He doesn't ask a lot of girls out, no. But there's a very good reason for that. Kyoya thinks girls are gross. No, he doesn't. He looks at girls and he goes, oh, that shoe's very well put together. But they're an aesthetic thing. Can I ask you out? Okay, what's your name? Kyoya will ask you out. Well, first of all, I have to ask, how much money do you have on you? Because Kyoya, it's like, you know, everywhere you want to be, just bring Visa. What's your name? Heather. Heather? Okay, I remember that. See, I remember you were out there, Heather, but now I can see you. Look, Heather. So Heather, how would Kyoya ask you out? Heather, you would be like, hi. Hi, Heather, how are you?
I'm great.
That's wonderful. Are you having a good time with Colossalcon?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm glad I can be a part of that in some way. So will this be cash, check, or charge? Would you go out with me sometime?
Of course.
Sucker.
Are you paying?
All right, let's see. A question. I see there. There's a hand with one of the wristbands on. Yes, you. That was your hand. That was really weird. Like, the face and the arm were like a total body length apart. How the hell did you do that? I'm like, you have a question. Whoa! I'm sorry, that was a really cool trick just now. It was like he was holding up another hand with the arm he actually had. That is a great trick, by the way. Please teach me how to do that at some point. Imagine that. I know, and there is nothing more amazing or gratifying than seeing how incredibly disappointed fans are when they're like, oh my God, you played God Interu, and I'm like, yes, it's so nice to meet you. Like, whoa, wait, maybe I have the wrong person. Yeah, no, I don't, but it's called acting. And I have really weird vocal cords that allow me, like, I have a crazy octave range, so I can go really, really low, and I can go really, really high and shrill, and just about everything in between. The price is high, because as I get older, I lose that range, just as anybody does. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's really fun to, like, play characters that, like, don't sound anything like me, which is really fun, because a lot of people don't know, like, apart from things like Kyoya and Sebastian and a few, like, other high-profile roles, I've done, like, hundreds of things, and no one ever recognizes me, and I'm like, that means I'm doing a good job. It also means I get more work. Because they're like, oh, well, Tatum can do anything. Let's bring him in. I mean, there are many things I can't do. I have many, many, many limitations. But there are certain things I do very well that people are like, wow, where do you get that voice? My own mother, not once in the almost decade I've been doing this for a living has been able to pick me up. I'll explain to her, I'll tell her, that character there, the one in the red, that's me. That's me, Mom. That's me. She's like, oh, that's wonderful. And she'll still pick another character. But that one sounds more like you. She's thought I was Travis Willingham at some point. I'm like, there are worse people to be mistaken for. She thought I was Monica Rial. I'm like, Mom, please. My own mother. And she's so mortified by that. She's like, I'm your mother. I should be able to tell you. I'm like, and study. Watch all my stuff. Get to know me. But yeah, it's really funny. So for that reason, like, and so every time I'm like, we're together with my family, like, do a voice. I'm like, okay, what voice? They're like, I don't know, one of those voices. It's really, really funny. But I did voices a lot as a kid, so it just I'm kind of schizophrenic. I have a lot of personalities, so acting is not very much of a stretch. I'm just like, who? I open up my bag of people. I'm like, who shall I be today? Yeah. So I do that when I'll go in public and stuff, and like, depending on where I am, I will be a different character. So maybe it's a character I played, maybe it's just a character I've made up, but I'll be someone different everywhere I go. I'm never really real. I'm like a giant wardrobe. See, that's gonna be me as an old man. I will be Isaac Dean when I'm an old man. And I get dumber. I'm pretty close now, but I'm a little smarter than Isaac, so I can't really pull it off. Oh, I love Isaac. Whenever I shop for clothes, that's the voice that comes out. Can I see those fitting room, please? You have this in a size 4. I just want to see if it'll fit around my leg. Sir, that's a hat. I know. All right, way in the back there. Yes, with the...
Of the characters that you've played, do you have a favorite?
Everyone asks that question. You know, the truth is I have a lot of favorites. And Isaac Dean is certainly one of them. But obviously, I mean, as an actor, I feel very, very strongly that I should love every character I'm doing, because if I can't find something to love, or something that makes that character my favorite in the here and now, I feel it's a failure of my own imagination. And I don't want my imagination to fail. I keep my imagination very well fed on fantasy and delusion. And it makes acting much easier. So really, when people ask me, like, who's my favorite character, like, it really happens to be whoever I happen to be voicing at the moment. So if there's like 8, 9 characters that I'm voicing in the same day, which happens very frequently, I'm like, they're all my favorite, yay! But naturally, in retrospect, the characters that I go back and watch time and time again, they're characters that I would love even if I had nothing to do with bringing them to life in English. So for that reason, I think Isaac Dean was a wonderful creation, and I love that character, and would continue loving him even if he wasn't my character. I feel the same way about Kyoya, I feel the same way about Lawrence and Spice and Wolf, and I feel the same way about Sebastian, who I think is really amazing. I like Sebastian more as a character than I do as a real idea. If he was a real dude, I would run the hell away. I'm like, you're cute, bye! Like, no. I want none of that, none of that. No, thank you, no drama, thank you. But the truth is, really, all of them at some point, and they all kind of stay with me, and they all become part of this already very crowded room of personalities that are, you know, duking it out in my head. And they come out, you know, at car dealerships or drive-thrus, and sometimes all at the same time, and it confuses the hell out of everybody. You really should see me go through a drive-thru. I'll order for like 4 people, and it's just me. I just routine all the time, like, yes. And it's like, you know, in real life, if I have like 4 people in the car, I'm never the guy driving that's like, no, you're all going to order yourselves. I'm not going to be the mouthpiece. Because then you sound like an idiot. Because then you're like, yes, I'll have a cheeseburger and a Coke, and a cheeseburger and a Coke, and a cheeseburger and a Coke, and a cheeseburger and a Coke. So, you know, because no one's like, okay, like, quick math. Okay, I'll have 4 cheeseburgers, 4 Cokes, and 4 fries. So I ordered for myself and was like, yes, I'll have a number 6. Oh, I want fries with that. Shut up! I would like chicken nuggets. This isn't McDonald's! And then pull up and they're all like... And I'm like, it's a long story. Is there ketchup? Can I have ketchup? Thank you, thank you. Bye, 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 bye! And I order multiple meals because I figure, hey, they're gonna get one of them, right? They play fast and loose in the drive-thru, especially when you do voices that like, just give him whatever the hell will make him go away. Extra straws? Fine. Does he want one of our hats? Give him one of our hats. Get him the hell out of line. How did that happen? How did that happen? What was the question? Did I answer your question, by the way? She's not even paying attention anymore. I must have. Let's see. You there in the back with the bright light in front of you. Are you trying to hypnotize me with something? Are you like, come toward the light? Because I'm very easy to hypnotize. I'm like, okay. Thing I've done or that's happened to me, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, this is an Isaac Dean story. The man with super stretchy arms is like, and it does, they look like they're on either side of the aisle when he does that. It's really incredible. You're like a floodgate. Okay, so Isaac Dean was one of the first characters I ever had the chance to portray in some of the newer studios that Funimation had built when they changed locations about 4 years ago or so. And before that, every character I had voiced was in what we call whisper rooms, which are these makeshift studios. They're very lovely, they get the job done, but they're very tiny. They're essentially boxes that barely fit people mine or Travis Willingham's size. Forget about getting more than one of us in there at a time, because it's like, hi. Ooh, I hope one of us showered. But they're very small, and the window in those booths tend to be just like in the door, and so you can't really see out, they can't see in unless when you're on mic, because the mic's over here, the window's over here. So it has this wonderful sense of privacy, and so I tend to be very animated. When no pun intended, I tend to be very, very lively, and because I tend to use my body a lot to get the voices. I mean, when you do really crazy voices like that, you just can't help it. Certain things have to sound like your body's moving a certain way, or it sounds really flat on the screen. Again, no pun intended. So, Isaac was the first character of any depth, or any length, I should say, that I got to voice in these studios that were like, here's the mic, here's this giant wall of glass, and on the other side,